what's up? Good morning, America. I'm super excited and grateful for you guys to be tuning in live. Today, I'm going to be once again talking about Think and Grow Rich. And today's conversation is around the imagination. Right? This is a whole chapter of itself, and it is the fifth step towards riches. So I do have some notes here, and let's get right into it. Right, so the idea here is we have one of the greatest gifts that you could ever have, right? No other creature on the planet has this gift. And we have the ability to think, right? We have basically an imagination. And so none of us are using it the way that we can use it, though, right? So my question is, like, what do you really want? Right, Napoleon Hill, he talks about the starting point of all success is to have a definite major purpose, right? And we have the ability to use our imagination to really think about, like, how do you want to live your life, right? And I know for a fact that, I understand that we have jobs right now and that we got to get the bills paid, but that's not the end goal for how we really want to live out our dreams. So what we got to do is we got to start thinking, okay, how do I really want to live, right? What is, like, my end goal, right? Where do I want to live? Who do I want to live with? And how much income do I want to be earning, right? So we really got to start using our imaginations to think about how do we want to live our lives, right? So my question for you is, like, what do you really want? And it's okay if it's not the same thing that I'm doing right now, right? My goal is to help you start thinking, damn, like, how can I start living my life a little bit better? Okay? Now, the next idea is you got to understand when you figure out what it is that you want, that's cool and all, but it's not going to happen until we have a plan to go out and get it. Okay? So the imagination is actually where we can create the plans. And now this subject is a whole chapter of itself. I'll actually be talking about plans and organized planning on Monday. But you got to remember that our dreams are just dreams until we create a plan of action and put that plan into place, right? So until we start following and actually, moving the needle, even if it's one step at a time, then all of our ideas are just going to stay ideas. All right. Now, I'm going to get a little bit scientific with you, and let's dive into it, right? So he says that there's two parts of the imagination. Right, you got the synthetic imagination and you have the creative imagination. So, simply put, right, the synthetic imagination, this is where you can arrange old concepts, ideas, or plans into new combinations. All right, so this faculty creates nothing. Basically, what you're doing, you're taking what you already know and you can create plans out of that. Okay, so that's where the experience comes in. That's where it takes, like, you maybe got to just do that first step. Even if it's the wrong first step, get some experience under your belt and then start creating more plans out of that. Next, you have the creative imagination, right? This is where you might get a hunch or an inspiration, right? An idea might pop into your mind that you never thought of before. And, no one is going to say this but me. But this is because, through the faculty of the creative imagination, right? Napoleon Hill says that you literally have direct communication with infinite intelligence. All right, so this faculty, right? The reason most people don't use this that much is because it will only function when you have a burning desire for what you want, because your conscious mind is vibrating at an exceedingly rapid rate. So what I'm saying is, when you start to understand, definitely what it is that you want and you become obsessed with it, that's when all of a sudden new ideas might start popping into your mind, new inspirations, right? New ways of where to go might start popping in. And that's what I mean when I'm talking about the creative imagination. All right, so the biggest thing, though, is at the end of the day, you got to reduce your plans to writing, right? The moment that you literally write down whatever is in your head, That's when you take an intangible form of energy, right, an idea, and you put it in, like, you actually literally make it into like a physical counterpart, right, just by writing it down. I hope that made sense, right? Just by writing it down, you make your dreams a real thing. And that's I know it sounds cheesy and all, but that is the first of a series of steps towards just getting rich, right? All the successful people out there, they have definite plans and they follow through on those plans, right? There's that saying, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So we got to start creating plans and start taking action of it. So that's the conversation today on the imagination. I'll leave you with this, right? He says that the only limitation that one sets up, the only limitation that we have is the one that we set up in our own minds. And understand that God will throw himself onto the side of man who knows exactly what he wants if he is determined to get just that. So I appreciate you all for listening in today and watching. Catch me next week, still going over this book, and I will see you all soon enough. Peace.